So if your pelvic floor already feels tense, are exercises only going to make it feel worse or get worse is the question you ask. And the answer is a lot more than yes or no. Not all pelvic floor issues come from weakness. Many of them happen as a result of tightness or lack of tonicity here. So let me explain to you some very important concept that you need to be aware of. The muscles inside of your pelvis are musculoskeletal. That means they're voluntary muscles. They work with the outside surrounding to stabilize your pelvis. They're double reinforcement around the walls of the pelvis. The reason we have that is because this is a foundation to the structure above, and if the foundation is weak or unstable, then of course everything is going to be impacted. That includes your lower extremities that are attached to here. So overactive muscles happen here as a result of compensation for what's not happening outside. It's not always tension. Sometimes it's weakness. But in case of tension, which is the subject of this video, you need to understand that not every exercise is going to be behaving the same thing and be providing you the same results. Strength without relaxation is dysfunction. Let me repeat. Strength without relaxation is dysfunction. In other words, a muscle should not be constantly overfiring. Most people think of that as, oh, it's being strong. No, it's not being strong. It's being tense. It is overstimulated, overfiring, which leads to weakness of that area, along with the tension of those muscles. So the question we want to ask is, why are these muscles not relaxing? Why are they so tense? And you'll see that that's a compensation to the outside surroundings. So for us to think, oh, what we need to do is to go in through the anus and or vagina to access these muscles, to relax them, perhaps being told to do specific type of breathing and think that the problem now is solved, in my opinion, is a mistake. When it comes to breathing even, what kind of breathing is the right breathing? The right breathing is not belly breathing. It is not diaphragmatic breathing. It is not 360 breathing. Not the way people do it. So the term that I use is biological breathing, which is all of those and more. The reason I call it biological breathing is because that's what we learn by studying human babies. And we see that there is a specific way that each one of us, you and I included, started as. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I've done videos on biological breathing. We are going to put this at the end of this video, but please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm doing these videos for you to educate you, because knowledge is power. And that's how you understand how to protect your health better. So back to biological breathing. When you breathe biologically, which certain things have to be in place, which the right exercises will allow you to make sure they become, and those principles become part of your profile of movement and functionality. When you breathe biologically, the muscles inside of your pelvis relax when you breathe in, and they come together in a uniform contraction when you breathe out. Kegel and reverse Kegel are human version of what we already know. So for you to practice those, in my opinion, is a mistake, because most people do it incorrectly. Instead, focus on something that is innate and natural to you, even though at this juncture it's not. And that is proper breathing. biological breathing. If every baby on planet Earth, of course there are exceptions because there are medical conditions that interfere, if every baby breathes the same way and we have breathed the same way, well, why are we changing it? We know why it gets changed, but we also know that we can reverse that change and go back to how it was. So we should use that as a natural way to address these tension here. But now we need to go and locate the dysfunctional patterns of movement that are created in our profile of movement as a result of maybe lifestyle, injuries, and who knows what. So with that said, determining what is functional, what is dysfunctional, how to balance strength with relaxation, how to do biological breathing, all of these require understanding of these much, much better. The method I use in my practice to handle tight pelvic floor, which is a pelvic floor dysfunction, is first I assess the gait, the way the individual walks. I look for instability. I look for deviations from what it should be. Then I use developmental exercises, the same exercises that we all used as babies to gain strength. You see, we were born hardly being able to hold our heads up, and somehow through a series of movements, which are uniform for every single individual, it's universal. We all go through that. We built strength to the point where we became running toddlers. That is the manual of movement. Therefore, we use that to correct the dysfunctional patterns of movement, which are so, so important. Through the same exercises, we build proprioception, we build positive neuroplasticity, we build coordination of movement and balance. All of these are so important because the deviations from ideal happen when any of those are being compromised. That is very important. Make sure you follow me here. You subscribe to the channel. You put down any questions or comments you may have. And I hope what I just shared with you made sense. If you're looking after long-term solution for the tightness of the muscles inside of your pelvis, you need to find out where the imbalance is to remove that and then correct the dysfunctional movement patterns that have been created as a result of that being there for a while. Once you start changing that, and most importantly, you learn how to maintain it, then you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.